Hello. Were any of the characters who feature in the Arthurian romances real people? Finding just one would raise the possibility there are others, and there is one of the knights of the Round Table we can be reasonably sure was based on a real historical figure, Sir Yvain, who appears in The Knight with the Lion, written around 1180 by French poet and master storyteller Chrétien de Troyes, a tale later adapted and embellished by others, including an anonymous medieval Welsh version, The Lady of the Fountain. In Chrétien's story, Yvain, having broken a promise, has to win back his love by performing a variety of heroic deeds. And Yvain is mentioned in the Godothin, the elegiac poem telling of events at the end of the 6th century, which we covered in part 9, and appears with some minor spelling variations, for example as Owain or Owein, in several other sources, including Nennius, Wace, Geoffrey of Monmouth and the Mabinogion. As Owain, he was the son of Urien, a 6th century king of Rheged, broadly North Lancashire, Cumbria and Galloway, and is mentioned in the works convincingly ascribed to Taliesin, the bard at Urien's court. Owain fought alongside his father against the Anglo-Saxons of neighbouring Bernicia, commanded by a leader known as Flamebearer, possibly the Anglian king Theodulf. Taliesin records victories at the Battle of Alclud Ford near Dumbarton around 580 and at Argoed Gluvan, an unidentifiable location where the men of Rheged are surrounded, but Owain refuses to surrender and, rallying his men, counterattacks, killing Flamebearer and defeating the Anglo-Saxon army. Owain became king of Rheged on the death of his father around 586, but faced attacks from adjacent kingdoms. The Godothin tells us he was killed at the Battle of Cattraeth around 597, after which Rheged was subsumed into other kingdoms. Owain is believed to have been buried on the land now occupied by St Andrew's Church, Penrith, and is said to be the father of St Kentigern, better known as St Mungo, founder and patron saint of the city of Glasgow, son of Tenue, a Godothin princess who married Owain after the death of his first wife, Penvaran. Chrétien's Yvain is both gallant and humble. In his telling, Yvain is about to set off on a quest to avenge his cousin, who has been defeated by a renowned warrior, Esclados the Red Knight, known as the Knight of the Fountain. Sir Kay mocks Yvain's ability to perform the task in front of King Arthur's court, but Yvain doesn't rise to the bait. A fierce battle with Esclados ends when Yvain inflicts a serious head wound on his opponent, who retreats to his castle with Yvain in pursuit. The wound proved fatal for the Red Knight, but Yvain finds himself trapped inside the castle and in danger from the knight's retainers. He is saved when the Red Knight's widow, Lordine, sees him, falls instantly in love, and sends her maid to give him a ring that will make him invisible and keep him safe. The couple marry and live happily for several years, until Yvain's cousin Sir Gawain arrives and reminds him he's neglecting his duties as a knight of King Arthur's court. With Lordine's agreement and a promise only to be away for a year, Yvain leaves. When he fails to return after a year has passed, Lordine sends a message that he's let her down and not to return, but ultimately his heroic deeds win her back and she forgives him. It's in the stories by Chrétien that the chivalric court of King Arthur, the Camelot of popular imagination, emerges as a place of honour, where, with one or two exceptions, such as the cantankerous and boastful Sir Kay, the knights are dedicated to protecting the weak, and though they may be tested and face temptation, are generally virtuous. Chrétien's romanticised Yvain and Owain of Rheged are completely different in character, but the existence of an historic counterpart transformed in Chrétien's romantic tale does raise the possibility that other, later Arthurian inventions were based on real individuals. Calling the post-Roman period Arthurian is a useful peg, but if there was an Arthur, he was certainly nothing like the emblematic figure of legend, continually reinvented and shaped to be a hero for every age. There may have been a prototype, an inspirational Romano-British leader who emerged, perhaps in Wales or southwest England or in the northern border country, a man who led resistance to Anglo-Saxon encroachment and to whom sparkling legends have attached like the tail of a comet. The documentary sources for 5th and 6th century Britain, such as we have, are fascinating, and much can be read into the tales later recorded from a rich bardic oral tradition with echoes suggesting roots in even earlier times. There is more to be gleaned from a careful interrogation of the earliest documents in their original language, but in general they tell us more about the interests and concerns of their authors and the times in which they wrote than inform history. Archaeology has demonstrated the survival of Christianity, literacy, continuing continental trade, urban lifestyles and high status living for an elite in the post-Roman period. And it is to archaeology we must look to add to our growing understanding. And that brings us to the end of another series. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.